Okay, so this time what we're going to discuss is about significance of the study. No? So when you write your research or thesis paper, there is a section of your introduction that is allotted to the significance of the study. So the purpose of this section is to state why your study was needed and the contribution of research to your field. So in this guide, you will learn the meaning of the significance of the study in your research paper and how to write one, because the significance of the study is basically a written statement that explains why your research was important. It justifies why your research was needed, the impact of your research in your field, its contribution, and how others would benefit from it. So again, the significance of the study, also referred to as the rationale of the study, the significance of the study is important to communicate why your research is important to your reader. It is important to make clear the significance of your study for easy comprehension by the readers. To give us more details, let us all welcome Sir Laksa. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, good morning, classmates and Dr. Bante.
Good morning.
Okay, here's the outline of the significance of this study. So number one, what is the significance of study? Then the questions that significance should answers. Then the purpose of significance. Then the techniques of significance, and we will cite some examples for how to write the significance. So what is the significance of study? As Dr. Marmelo said, in writing the introduction of a thesis, a section is devoted to the significance of the study. This section, often referred to as the rationale, is crucial because it is one place in which the researcher tries to convince an audience that the research is worth doing. It should establish why the audience would want to read on. It could also persuade someone of why he or she would want to support or fund a research project. Okay, the questions that significance should answers. Okay, this section answers several questions. So why is this work important? Then what are the implications of doing it? Then how does it link to other knowledge? Then how does it stand to inform policy making? Then another is why is it important to our understanding of the world? Then what new perspective will you bring to the topic? Another is what use might your final research paper have for others in this field or in the general public? And lastly, who might you decide to share your findings with once the project is complete? Then the purpose of significance. The researcher should think about how the research may solve theoretical questions in the research area, may develop better theoretical models in the research area, may influence public policy, and may change the way people do their jobs in a particular field, or may change the way people live. And if there are other contributions the research will make, the researcher should also describe them in detail. Okay, techniques of significance. There are two techniques to follow in writing a significance. Number one is to refer to the statement of the problem, because the statement of the problem can guide us in identifying the specific contribution of our study. We can also do this by observing a one-on-one correspondence between the statement of the problem and the significance of the study. For example, if we ask the question, is there a significant relationship between the teacher's teaching style and the students' long quiz scores in the mathematics? Then the contribution of your research would probably be a teaching style or styles. Among, say, three teaching styles you evaluated, that can help students perform better in mathematics. Your research will demonstrate that the teaching style really works. That could be a groundbreaking approach that will change the way teachers teach mathematics, which many students for. Okay, number two is write from general to specific contribution. Okay, in writing the significance of this study by looking into the general contribution of our study, such as importance to society as a whole, then we will proceed downwards towards its contribution to individuals, and that might include yourself as a researcher. You off broadly, then taper off gradually to a specific group, or for example, this is the example. In the study on teaching style given in number one, we may write significance of this. The findings of this study would rebound to the benefit of society, considering that mathematics plays an important role in science and technologies today. The greater demand for graduates with mathematics background justifies the need for more effective, life-changing teaching approaches. Thus, schools that apply the recommended approach derived from the results of the study will be able to train students better. Administrators will be guided on what would be emphasized by teachers in the school curriculum to improve students' performance in mathematics. For the researcher or researchers of this group study, the study will help them uncover critical areas in the educational process that many researchers weren't able to explore. Thus, a new theory on learning mathematics may be arrived at. So another example is the examples for how to write the significance. Another example is the research study could provide information on the issues of voice over internet protocols, technology, particularly on the integrity, vulnerability, and security of the VoIP calls. Further, this study would also be a review on the VoIP technology present and service provider based in the United States, particularly in local area. So hanap tayo iba. So another example, I'm choosing to study this because I'm seeing that students have a whole society around about which we know very little. For example, students routinely use chat and email to with each other. Other journal. One of my students showed me her journal on Live Journal, and I noticed that many other of our students also had journals there. Reading her journals was enlightening, but I wonder if she and the others have thought through the ramifications of their journals being public. Students are developing a whole community through school that is outside school. Can some of that community be harnessed for school? Maybe it's because I'm relatively to teaching, but I'm fascinated by what the kids are doing. Learning, I had an inkling of this year when I watched them chat using instant messaging. Okay, it's obvious that most have a sense of community, but the questions then becomes how to help them transfer some of that sense of community to what we consider to be learning. Pardon that the cuts around those, but I'm becoming more convinced our curriculum does not have as large of effect of what the students are learning as we think. Our school goal for the year is focus on learning and seeing if our curriculum is aligned with our student learning outcomes. This project should fit. So, yun na lang po, sir, and thank you po.
Okay, so again, there are some tips, no, for writing the significance of the study. No? So number one, reflect on the problem statement. So when writing this section of your paper, first reflect on what contribution your research is making to your field. So again, as I mentioned earlier, the gaps in knowledge in your research field and why your work should be published. No? Your problem statement should be reflected in the introduction of the significance of the study. And your research problem statement can guide you to identify specific contributions your research is making in your field of the study. Another is write from a general contributions to a specific contribution. No? So you write your significance of the study in an inverted pyramid format. Start with your research contribution to society as a whole, and then proceed to narrow it down to a specific individual or group of people. No? So when writing your statement of study, the length should not be more than 500 words for a thesis and around 200 words for a research paper. However, note that writing the significance of the study depends on your subject area and your content, as there is no single way of writing a perfect significance study. So again, a while ago, our presenter gave us some example, no, of a significance of the study. So I will show you my significance of the study, no, sa research paper ko, no, para kahit na paano you have an idea. Pero kanina naman nag-present na si sir ng mga sample. No? So ayun, ito yung scope, no. Let's say I will show you also as a sample scope, no, para kahit paano. Hindi ko sinabing perfect siya, no, pero yan. Let's say for example, so my proposal is about the management practice of higher education institution, school heads in the new normal in the province of Rizal. So 2021-2022. So the following school will be used in this study. So it means to say that I'll visited CHED and get the name of the school who offering higher education institution. Okay. Then I'm just only focused with the private school. So even in Rizal, they have SUCs, LUCs, di ko siya kinover. No? So, yun. Then tapos, significance of the study. So, school administrator, yung pinaka-higher position, ano? Teacher, student, parents, no? Future researcher. So, yun sasabi kanina pa pyramid from generic or kaya naman from mataas na position papunta dun sa list na position. Okay? Then, definition of terms nilagay ko pa yan. Yun yung mga sample na sinasabi ko. Okay? So, then review of related literature na actually susunod, no? So, this is one way na we'll be able to do our significance of the study. So again, you may write your significance of the study in inverted pyramid format. So start your research contribution to society as a whole, and then proceed to narrow it down to a specific individual or group of people. Okay? So therefore, the significance of the study is used in academic writing by students and researchers to communicate the importance of research problem. And this section describes a specific contribution made to your field of study and who benefits from it. Also, the extent to which the study matters and its potential benefits to people, researchers, departments in other fields are discussed. No? So this statement is written at the end of your introduction and should be well attended to. So I think that's it for the significance of the study.